So you're saying that you have no time for languages? Now, forget 2 hour study sessions. Even with work, relationships, and daily routines, you can make real progress without huge time commitments. Hi, I'm Nick. I've learned 4 languages and I'm currently working on my 5th. All while working full time, having a social life, and keeping up with my workouts. In this video, I'll show you how I study even with a packed schedule. You'll get practical tips, mindset shifts, and strategies that you can start using today. First of all, I am a firm believer that your language learning should live on your phone. Don't wait for the perfect desk setup or that magical free hour that never seems to come, because here's the truth, it won't. Life is full, and that's okay. That's why everything I use to study fits in my pocket. I use Duolingo or Anki when I have just a couple of minutes. Anki also gives me spaced repetition, which means that I get to practice words that I actually need to practice, and I have a deck that I can go through anytime, anywhere. YouTube is another go-to. I follow native creators and vloggers who speak naturally and keep me engaged. Usually that comes in the form of workout contents, but you can fit this into any other niche that you might be interested in. Eliminate friction. The easier it is to start, the more likely you are to do it. If your learning tools are one tap away, you'll be surprised how often you find small pockets of time. Waiting in line, commuting, taking a break, small moments repeated often, that's how progress builds. I basically never study at my desk, which is something that I would have never thought back when I was younger, and I used to rave on about having to have this like amazing 8 hour time slot that I would use at my desk, and the hours would just go in. But now I don't have that. I train regularly for Ultimate Frisbee, which means I'm at the gym almost every day. But I don't just work on my body there. I train my ears as well. When I'm on the treadmill, warming up or cooling down, I listen to podcasts or YouTube videos in the language I'm learning. Even if you're lifting weights or stretching, you can have language content on in the background. It's like music, but it's training your brain at the same time. And if you're not into gym, then don't worry. This still works during walks, cleaning, commuting, or doing laundry. Trust me, you don't need to catch every word. Passive exposure helps your brain absorb sounds, rhythm, and patterns. It's one of the easiest and most low effort ways to study connected to your target language every single day. So you have to make sure that you actually enjoy the process. This might be the most important point in the whole video. If you don't enjoy the process, you won't stick with it. It's that simple. Especially if you're learning because you want to, then stop trying to make it something that you don't want to. So many people try to force themselves into boring, rigid study plans, but after a few days or weeks, it starts to feel like a chore. And when that happens, motivation disappears. Here's the fix. Make your language learning enjoyable. Watch TV shows you love, but in your target language. Follow YouTubers or TikTok creators. I don't really use TikTok, but I use a fair bit of Instagram, from the country where your language is spoken, and read about your hobbies, cooking, gaming, fitness, travel in your target language. Kids, they don't learn through textbooks, they learn by playing. And honestly, I think adults should do the same, which is why I am actively looking for ways to play video games in my target languages. Yes, I have 2 languages that I study at the moment, and I'll have a video coming up soon on how to start incorporating a second language and when that might be something that you should be considering. When you enjoy the process, you won't need to push yourself to study. You'll want to. This helps you be more consistent, and honestly, have you ever seen someone struggling to find time to binge watch a show? I sure haven't. But the people that do binge watch those shows are still complaining about how they have no time to study. Well, now, that very binging is how you're going to be studying. It's all about creating your own micro routines and habits. Let's talk strategy. You don't need to change your life to learn a language. You just need to insert learning into the life that you already have. And that's where micro routines and habit stacking come in. A micro routine is something small, simple, and repeatable, usually 3 to 5 minutes. Something like doing Anki flashcards while your coffee brews in the morning, listening to a short podcast when you walk to the bus stop, reading one article before bed, or reading one chapter of a book, even if it's just one paragraph. And habit stacking means tying language learning to a routine you already do. That, for instance, could look like, okay, morning coffee, yeah, you add flashcards. Are you commuting? Then add listening practice. Bedtime? Add light reading. That's also something that's likely to make you want to fall asleep. Kind of sounds like reading is boring. It's not, but it's such a relaxing thing so that it actually makes you more sleepy. When you stack language onto habits that already exist, you remove the effort of remembering or planning. It becomes automatic. It's not about finding more time, it's about using the time you already have differently. Let's be honest, we all say we're too busy, but most of us also spend hours on our phone. I'm not here to say hustle harder, but I'm saying check your screen time. You'll probably find 30, 40, even 60 minutes that you didn't realize you were spending on mindless scrolling, watching, or refreshing. What if even 10 of those minutes went toward your language goals? If I feel the urge to scroll, I open Duolingo or Anki instead. I replaced one of my fun YouTube videos with a native speaker's vlog in my target language. I also make sure that I actually watch fun stuff as well. I do take breaks. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I do sort of make sure that it is easier for me to start. So everything that I want to do, I make sure that it's easy for me to do it. Because consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up, even if it's only 5 minutes. And over time, those minutes compound. That's how fluency builds, brick by brick. So Ali Abdaal, he has this great trick that he likes to do. It's sort of tricking your brain into thinking that, okay, you're only going to do it for 2 minutes. So he makes himself fully believe that, okay, I'm only going to be studying for 2 minutes. I'm only going to be working for 2 minutes. And he does those 2 minutes, and he actually wants to keep going. Because it's the starting that's difficult, not keeping up with what you're actually doing. If you want help building a consistent routine that fits your actual life, I'm creating a free 30-day Fluent Habits workbook, and I'll let you know once that's ready. It's going to be linked below, and you can just download it. It's completely language neutral, and you can reuse it for every language you learn. If you want to go even deeper, you can book a one-to-one coaching session with me where I help you build your personal plan around your schedule. Now that you know where all your time for studying is going to come from, you might be wondering what it is exactly that you should be doing with your study time, depending on where you are in the process. If that sounds like you, then check out this video playlist where I go through exactly that.